Hello, my darlings. It is September 26, 2012, and my darling, darling, dearest Twilight Sparkle, aka Mary, you, unfortunately for you, went over your time limit with your last video, so that means that you have to be punished, and your punishment is to record yourself watching an episode of My Little Pony, we don't really care which, and then edit a video of yourself with the highlights and show us your beautiful reaction. Alright, you're about to see an outfit change because most of this was pre-recorded. Okay, first part. So today I was, because of my education class, we have to do service learning. So I am at an elementary school just like 10 minutes away. And so basically I was really nervous all day and really nervous leading up to it, and I didn't know what to expect or what we were going to do. And when we showed up, we had to like fill out the Corey forms and make sure that we weren't crazy villains trying to murder the children. And then they were like, okay, well, just go out to the park, that's where the kids are, and do stuff. And so we went out, and this is a group of like 5 or 6 people from my class, and other people go on other days. We're in groups throughout the week. And so I'm just like, okay, I don't know what to do. And they're like, go play with the kids. And we're like, sure. And so I went over to the swing set, and there were a bunch of kids just hanging out, doing their things, and like, oh, can you push me? And I was like, yeah, I'll push you. And then, so that went on for 45 minutes, and then the older kids had to go and do their homework, and I went with the older kids to go do their homework, and on the way in, they have to like line up and go in and whatever, and so this gaggle of young girls comes up to me. At first it's like 2, but then a couple are sort of straying behind them. And this sort of like taller girl is like, oh, she has a question for you. And the girl's just like, oh, I don't know. I can't talk to a stranger. I don't know. And the girl was like, she wants to know if you're Katy Perry. And I was like, no, I am not Katy Perry. Because, fortunately, I am not Katy Perry, as you know. And so they were like, oh, okay, whatever. And we go in, and there are like a couple girls who have decided that we're best friends, that like I am their best friend, and then they had like fights among themselves. They're like, she can't be your best friend, she's my best friend. And they kept making up acronyms like, well, she's my BFFS, my best friend forever sister. And the other girl's like, well, she's my BFFE, my best friend forever ever. And I was like, guys, clam down. And so yeah, I'm pretty sure that none of them actually know my name, but they all refer to me either as Miss Pink or Miss Lady Gaga, neither of which I initiated by myself, but I'm okay with both of them. That is an acceptable thing to me. Alright, moving on to section 2, grandmother being cray-cray. So, while I was there, obviously I couldn't be looking at my phone, and I was in class all day before that. And so walking back, I look at my phone, and I have 4 missed calls from my grandmother, and 4 voicemails from her, and I'm like, oh my god, what happened? What happened? Like, why did you do this? Like, is someone dying? Is there some, like, emergency? Like, what happened? And so I click on the first voicemail, and she's like, hi, Elle, it's Graham. Just calling to see what you're doing, want to chat, see if we can get together, no rush, you don't need to call me back too soon, whatever. All of them are like that. All of them. And I was like, you nearly gave me a heart attack. Okay. And then I call her back, and I'm like, oh yeah, chatting it up, and she's like, oh yeah, I was thinking we could get together Friday when you're done with your classes. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. And she's like, okay, yeah, you can bring a friend. And I'm like, awesome. She's like, yeah, I'll bring you guys back on Sunday. One of you will have to sleep in my room, and the other one can sleep in the guest room, or maybe downstairs or something. And I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a weekend thing, but apparently now Anna and I are going to my grandmother's house for the weekend. That's the plan. That just happened. Oh, and I'm about to run out of time, but I love you a lot.